What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode. My name is Marcus Cade. As you know, I am your gracious host. Tonight we have a really great topic. It's a topic that I have wanted to touch on for a week or two, a couple weeks, something like that. And you know, it's worth discussing, basically. And you may have seen it, in social media, on social media, etc. But before we get into that, definitely wanted to shout out my replay gang, everybody who has been watching the replays, checking in, where you can. It's much appreciated. Shout out to everybody who is a member of Happiness Decoded 101. My Patreon members, my Evolve members, definitely appreciate you guys taking the next steps in your healing. This is something that I take a lot of pride in being able to create for you all to benefit from. Creating a lot of content, got a lot of new content coming towards the end of the week. So make sure, if you are interested in virtual coaching, life coaching, dating and relationship coaching, virtual education when it comes to mental health, psychology, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to life purpose, and when it comes to physical health as well. These are my 4 zones of happiness where I spend most of my time cultivating and creating different outlets, different strategies, different ways to heal oneself, ways that you can experience growth, experience change, be able to reach levels where you are unbothered, untriggered, unshaken by other events in your past, things that you have gone through, things that you have experienced, things that have shocked you, maybe even added certain levels of pain, to your to your life, to your mentality, things like that. So, definitely be sure to look into that. Any questions, definitely be sure to shoot me a DM. Anytime. You can do it. I'm actually this month focusing on free consults as well. So if you do have questions, you want to that type of mental health checkup type of thing, to where we can kind of sit down virtually and see what's going on. Pop the hood, see what's underneath. Because these times are very trying, and I definitely want to be of help and of service. So shout out to all my members. Shout out to everybody who has just supported and tuned in over time. Much appreciated. So what's up? Kareem, what's up, man? What's going on, Latasia? What's up? All right, cool. So I know a few people couldn't make it. They're gonna watch the replay, and that's cool. But tonight, I really wanted to get into some, I guess, analysis. And you know me, I'm never the gossip type. I'm never the type to just want to see what's going on just to judge somebody or exploit somebody or anything like that. My purpose is to take an example of something that happens on the basis of human relationships. And it just so happens, Dolores, what's up? Good to see you. It just so happens that in our culture, celebrities' lives get broadcast to a much higher degree. So we're able to see the inner workings of their lifestyle. We're able to see people perform at a high level. We're able to see how that interplay connects with their wives or their husbands, and how long marriages last. What are the issues? What's the public statement? And all of those different kinds of things. Because again, celebrity or not, these are human beings still. And in a lot of ways, being a celebrity doesn't necessarily make certain things easier. It can make things more difficult. It can create more stressors. It can be a very trying situation, and it can test the fabric of who you are, and it can exacerbate pain points, stress points, or weaknesses. And that's what I want to talk about tonight. Some of this with regards. What's up, Latasha? What's up? With regards to this young lady, we all know her. As Steph Curry's wife, and she's been in the public eye for some time now. And I just saw as of recently, she had put up a very controversial photo of herself. Naked, but I guess covering the critical parts, in the photo or whatever have you. And, the buzz was that, she had tweets from years before, referencing people who don't cover themselves up or are showing too much or anything like that. What's up, Toya? So, the critique was that she, spoke on this before with almost she basically spoke out maybe a little bit denouncing that as a choice. What's up, Tay? What's up, Cassie? What's going on? So that is part of why the buzz and everybody has something to say about it. Now, I'm not a person to judge one way or the other. I'm someone who follows behavior patterns. I'm an analyst. I'm deeply rooted into mental health and a bunch of other elements. I've always been that type of person. So I see things without that judgmental type of. I don't really have that. I'm not living her life personally, but I do watch for patterns. And the title of this live is Overshooting the Target. And I put a question mark there for a reason, because this is up for interpretation. This is just my take on it. Just my analysis of the situation, and some other points that we've seen her, right? So I always, I'm a big fan of creating a timeline for someone, because I know that certain patterns don't usually correct themselves. Certain triggers you have usually don't correct themselves. They usually either carry the course, remain neutral, or they get worse. Certain scenarios can make your triggers worse, but they usually don't heal on their own. So if you have certain insecurities and certain things, I can always say getting a person or a partner, that's not going to eradicate the trigger. That's not going to eradicate your insecurity. And it's not that person's job to eradicate your insecurities either. And so it's interesting to follow. Again, this is, nobody knows her personally, but again, when we're talking about celebrities, they have the fortunate or unfortunate fate of being in the public eye, depending on how you look at it. And in this particular case, we have her timeline, literally and figuratively. When we're talking about tweets, we're talking about red table talks, we're talking about behavior, posting on Instagram, magazine shoots, and certain posturing, certain things that I've noticed over time when looking at her particular behavior. And she gave us a window. I think the biggest glimpse we got into her mindset was on that red table talk, right? When she started to talk about the fact that, she felt insecure about the fact that millions of women were after her husband or showing her husband attention, and she felt like she wasn't getting any. Now, for those of you watching, I do have the receipt. So I actually wrote down the quotes from the actual footage and the quotes from the tweets, just so we can build a timeline, right? Because this is not to degrade her or to say that she's wrong in any way. My only purpose with anything, whether I'm decoding or analyzing a movie or another relationship, or I have you guys on to talk about your experiences, the goal is to utilize what we have access to as an example so that we can grow, so that we can change, so that we can stay on course with our healing, and we can have a better understanding and awareness of how the mind works for us and how it works against us, and what we can do to continue to be introspective. Because again, this is a human family. This nobody's exempt to being reactionary to certain things, whether upbringing or etc. Everything has something to do with something. Everything's connected. So, I'll give you an example, right? So, she mentioned the word insecurity in that Red Table Talk. She also said, when it comes to all that attention, she says, I don't have any of that. And then she proceeded to say, I have zero male attention, right? Let's stop there. There's something to be said about speaking in extremes, and having a deficit mindset. Now, first, let's talk about a deficit mindset. So what does that mean? That means that you look for, okay, what's not there becomes magnified, and what is present and available becomes severely minimized, right? So you could have millions of dollars, your own career, your own fan base, married to a millionaire, pretty, beautiful, like you said, all of that. You could have all of that and that be minimized. That not count for much. The faithful husband, all of that not count for much. The children, but the thing that pokes you at night, the thing that keeps you up, the thing that keeps you vigilant is not only what's not there, but a severely warped perspective. How is it possible that someone who looks like her has zero male attention? So, that means the scale is off. The scale is off. This is an irrational thinking process, right? Let me see what else she said, right? So, she says this, right? Betsy, what's up? Cheyenne, how you doing? What's up, Poppy? What's up? Poppy Chulo, one something, what's up? All right. It would be nice to know that someone's looking. And I'll challenge that by saying, no, it wouldn't. Because even if they were, it's very likely that she would discount that. Because this appetite, for me, looks insatiable. It looks like one of those appetites. Just like when you have compromised self-esteem, right? No compliment will do it. No one compliment will fix your self-esteem. That becomes a vortex, that becomes a black hole, right? So it cannot be filled from the outside. So even that statement is erroneous. There's no way that, just to know that somebody's looking would be nice. I think it would be a slight elevation, and then she may discount it, just like she discounted all the other male attention. You can't be a woman that looks like her and have an Instagram and not be famous and still not get any male attention. That's impossible. That's impossible. I know stuffed animals who got Instagram pages. They're not even human, and they got followers and comments. So people, there's no way. There's no way in hell, right? So that means that, for one, Let's go to this. Let's go to this. Even if you got no male attention, you have the male attention of the one who's supposed to matter most. Isn't that what y'all all are in it for? Do you need 5,000 DMs, or are you looking for the right person to spend your life with, have the kids with, join the accounts, have the wedding with, you know what I'm saying, have the anniversaries with, share each other and explore each other for a lifetime? Isn't that the person that's supposed to matter, that's supposed to be the male attention? What, you want to get on the strip? Like, where would you get the attention that you're looking for? That's what I'm also wondering too. Where is this wellspring? Because again, I'd be willing to bet, even with 500,000 likes on the naked photo that is the cover for this, she still probably feels the same way. Still probably feels the same way. So, again, the question begs itself. Are we overshooting the target? Right? Because again, you can't have everything. Let's think if it was a guy, right? Let's think if it was a guy who got on Red Table, you know, married, cool, faithful, everything, you know, everything was glorious on the outside. And the guy was like, look, man, you know, maybe his wife was a model or something, famous model or something. And the guy's like, look, I you know, sometimes I feel away. Like I need more female attention. I need more women around me to make me feel right. What's up, Nancy? How do you think that would go? Just in the public eye, period. You know, how do you think that would really go over? The woman would likely tell the guy, you can't have everything. If you know, if you wanted to be out there single, you could have all the attention you want. You could do it. We would likely be told that. If it was us that made statements like that, they'd probably tell us to do that. We're like, get outside. You know, go do that. They would say it was sexual. You know what I'm saying? They would say you would, you know, with these beastly desires, and they would cast us out on the street. So, you know, we have to look at it as some just part of a pattern of being, right? And again, these voids don't fill themselves from the outside. And it's a very scary place. And I don't know everything, right? But I would assume it's a very scary place for probably her husband to be married to somebody who you can't fully please. Because isn't not being pleased the precursor to people leaving, separating, splitting up? I don't think anybody thinks about how he would feel in that situation. Like, how would you feel if you doing everything possible to where millions of women would probably love to be in that position with a husband with those qualities, you know, excelling to a high level, you know, high notoriety, you know, financially secure, family man, right? Respectful. So, you know, it really explains a lot when you're really looking at it from the outside. And I do think that, you know, when it comes to that as an issue, there's a lot done. There was a lot done after that showed up pretty much following that trend of insecurity. So, okay, wait, before I get to that, another quote from that Red Table Talk. She said, sometimes I think, you know, it's something wrong with me. Now, that too leads me to believe at some point in her upbringing there was likely one of two things. Because we're dealing with extremes here, right? Now, first of all, there's something wrong with me usually would be something that somebody would ask if they were perpetually single. And, a lot of people broke up with that person or rejected that person. That type of person I could see saying is something wrong with me. But not only are you not perpetually rejected, you're embraced by the culture, and you have a successful, loyal husband to as far as we know. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's just like I say with self-esteem issues. No one compliment is going to fix that. You can't, and even a lot of compliments won't fix that. Because again, it's the vision, it's the perspective. You could compliment a low self-esteem individual 50 times in a day, and what they'll do is either minimize it or reconstruct it so that it's a negative. So for example, let's say I was married to her and I gave her 50 compliments in a day. Male attention. And then on the 51st one, she started crying. And I'll be like, what's wrong with you? She would likely say something to the effect of, I'm a charity case, you're patronizing me, I'm sorry if I got disconnected. You're patronizing me, you're just saying that, I'm a charity case, right? Why you treating so again, you all have been in opposite world too. I've talked about this. Now for him it's probably hella confusing, but it's the same thing, for a lot of you. Being in a space where you've been supportive, to your partners, you've been invested in your partners, you've been nourishing and nurturing to your partners, and that being construed as, somehow intimidating or somehow just infuriating in some way, or not doing enough, and so you see, I'm doing this for a reason. You see how it's the distortion. You can't fix the mentality from the outside. This is something that she has to deal with on her own, if she's willing to do that, if she sees it as a problem, or if she doesn't, she may embrace it as the truth. And I hope she doesn't do that, because then she will end up in a very strange existence, right? Because again, you'll be chasing something that you'll never achieve. You'll be running a pointless race. So let's keep going. Okay, so the tweet was like, everyone's into barely wearing clothes, not my style. I like to keep the good stuff covered up for the one who matters, right? Now let's break that quote down. That was in 2015. Now, can somebody feel a way in 2015 and then switch it up? Sure, right? Devil's advocate, sure. But, covered up for the one who matters is interesting. Now, let's look at this, right? So, I'm going to go to an earlier point. I like to keep the good stuff covered up for the one who matters. You would think the one who matters would be the husband. But evidently, sitting at that table, she revealed that in so many words, it's not him that matters the most, because of the fact that you still are out here looking for male attention. That's a void that you found. So you wouldn't have the void if you could view him as the one that matters. But he doesn't matter enough. And that's really a sad thing, because they have so many years in the game and things like that. So in my just interpretation and just kind of looking at how things have been moving, the one who matters is probably her. You know what I'm saying? And she's been on quite the attention seeking tour. When we look at a lot of, just a lot of the photo shoots and the positioning, and she's, positioning herself, ahead of him, in front of him, in more dominant poses and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And just, I think part of it has to do with, being outshined. The fear of being outshined to a degree, and that insatiable need to be in the forefront, to be the main one, who is, who has the accolades, who has the, the attention, because again, that need doesn't go anywhere. Obviously, she's received everything you can damn near receive. So if you still feel this way after you have hit the mark, you're now in a dangerous position where you're overshooting the target. When you overshoot the target, you can lose the target. You can lose the target completely, and compromise it completely and waste efforts, because again, this isn't going anywhere. So then she said, just looking at the latest fashion trends, I'll take classy over trendy any day of the week. I'll take classy over, this is 2015. I'll take classy over trendy any day of the week. Now, if y'all saw the photo, what's more trendy than that? Everybody's doing that. Everybody's posing naked like that. That would definitely be a trend. So, oh man. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Nancy says maybe she just needs to accomplish something for herself. She got a whole TV show, cooking network, magazine, so she's in a race by herself. She's in a race by herself at this point, and I think that, again, when you take the ideal partner and compete with that person for the attention of his peers, his male counterparts, you put yourself in a very difficult space, and you almost spit in the face of the universe for bringing you everything that you were looking for in a partner, and almost squandering or not fully appreciating it, and not doing what you need to do to handle the insecurities that will ultimately be your downfall and the downfall of the family that you're in. These are things that have to be dealt with. Often cases when there's a marriage or something like that, if depression comes in, one partner has deep depression, and that starts to affect the relationship or become a burden. Sit right here. Take that stuff off of that ass. When that becomes a burden, and my arm falling off, that becomes a burden. And so what often is said, right, in this type of scenario, okay, one partner has deep depression, it puts an imbalance on the effort. It's very difficult. So we want to do counseling. We want to set up this, that, and the third. We want to make sure they're supported. It's not the full responsibility of the partner to cure your partner's depression. You be as supportive as you can. You go over there and you do the counseling, you do the work. You get the third-party professional to help you manage that, help get your situation back on track. Maybe some couples counseling as well on top of the individual. Boom. That looks like a track that makes sense. Now, anxiety. Your wife's anxious. Okay, we gotta, work on that. We gotta find some people, some third-party professionals, mental health professionals, give you some strategies, some things you can do, work it out, maybe get some couples counseling, things like that. Boom, knock it out, right? Now, when insecurity comes up, all too often, sweep that under the rug. It's not treated as a mental and emotional issue. It's not treated with the same, laboratory gloves and scalpel, doctor, the thing around the neck. It's not treated like that. It's not looked at like that. It's not popularized like that. And me being somebody who's been invested in this, just looking at just the science of relationships and even coming up with my own just conclusions and formulas based on how these things work, and just observing over time and helping married couples and, professionally, and doing all these type of things. Like, for me, that should have, for years I've said that has to rise. It has to be elevated more as an actual issue. And it has to be treated as such, right? Even situations where, you get cheated on a bunch of times, so infidelity becomes a part of your mindset to where you can't even keep nobody because even if you find a good person, you sabotage the situation to push them out of your life, and you continuously do that. That's a compulsion. That's an issue. Pushing something that you want away from you is an issue. That's like you starving, and every time somebody gives you food, you pushing the plate away. Nah. I thought you wanted food. I do. Here it is. Nah. Huh? That's a psychological scenario. That's an issue. That's an issue. But what happens? Most cases, if people are in this situation, they don't view it like that. They don't want to view it like that. And they don't feel that this is on the level of depression, anxiety, bipolar. They don't feel like it's in that grouping, and it may be a shot to the ego for them to admit that there's some issues there. Right? That's where the self-awareness comes in. And the accountability for our own lives, right? It's unfortunate that some people will go to their grave thinking that everybody else messed their life up. All my exes effed me up. They all were this, they all were that. I did what I was supposed to do every time. And they all just left. They all turned out to be bad. And I have there's no reasons within me. There's no connection to me whatsoever. I was a victim. Everything that happens, I was a victim in the process. Can't work like that. And as you can see, this situation has a lot of high stakes. Them being celebrities, there's money tied to stuff, there's, children involved. So I think that if she values this marriage or this situation the way that I hope she does, that she's somewhere, getting things, just getting the help. Because again, a lot of times celebrities, they can afford anything. You see where they put their money towards a lot of times. But, and again, you never would know if they were doing something behind the scenes. And I hope that she is when it comes to just a healing process, right? Because those emotional reactions can make us feel justified in doing some messed up stuff, or contradicting, or sabotaging, or being in this relentless, unshakable, unwavering course to some imagined destination where all the attention from the males of the globe rotate around you, and you're still able to be faithful. There's no utopia for that. But if it's that much of a hole, right? Because it's a void. It's a critical void because number one, she brought it up her damn self. And number two, she did it on, the red table talks or whatever. So I think a lot of times when the right situation happens, you'll come out with something. And again, I think if you look at that interview's still available. So if you look at that interview, she was fishing in for compliments, for attention, for people to rush up and say, oh no, you're actually beautiful. No, there's guys out. There's gotta be guys out. You lying. It felt a little fishy, like she was kind of fishing for that. And that shows the insatiable need. No matter where you are, you got to get it done. Attention is the priority. Attention is dominant. But it's unfillable. That's the nature of this situation right here. You can't fill it, but you're always trying to fill it. What? That's treadmill talk. You running your heart out, hamster wheel. You ain't getting nowhere. And the last thing that I would want to see is for her to lose everything when this thing gets out of control even more than it does. Because like I said, every year, it's either going to stay the same or it's going to get worse. And I say that to you. Anything that you're dealing with, battling with, insecurities, what I'm saying, envious, jealousy issues, perfection issues, rescuer mentality, scarcity mentality. These will not change on their own. Time does not heal wounds that we don't heal ourselves. This is an active mindset that we have to have. We have to take control of it, which is why, I create outlets like this so that I can be a constant reminder of the fact that there's work to be done. This ain't gonna get fixed by getting a partner, getting a husband, getting a wife, getting a dog, getting a house. This ain't fixed from the outside. It's fixed from the inside. See, Nar says, like how you get right to the root of the issue. Thank you, appreciate that. Because I look for the patterns. We all have them until we interrupt them. Until we employ certain strategies to shift the course, to move in a different direction, to go a different way, and then to create a new normal from that. It's all healable, but it's where your motivation is. I think her motivation is not to be introspective and see if anything's hurting the marriage. It kind of looks like she's going full force with this appetite for attention. And it's interesting that the tweet said she'll take classy over trendy any day, but the insatiable appetite for attention is the biggest trend in America. The insatiable appetite for attention happens to be the biggest trend in American culture, probably global culture today, in the social media era and the digital era. It has to be. That's the currency for most people. So how can it not be for you? With this type of timeline, as we go and see what glimpses do we get. What do you say? What do you talk about? What do you let the world in on? How do you move? What do you post? How do you post it? How often do you post it, right? Now, it all says something. And so, Natasha says that's why social media is so effective. Yeah, and it's an outlet. It's scary. It's scary. Because again, like I said, certain issues can be exacerbated. They won't heal themselves, but they will be exacerbated. And with social media, for the attention-minded individual or the attention-dominant or the attention-focused person, it's the devil's playground, because it's like you get the instant, you post something, you go check it. Who says what? What she say? What they say? How many people liked it? Let me do another one. That one wasn't good enough. Let me try this one. Who said something? Who commented on it? What blog said this, right? And if you look at that post, she in the comments heavy. She in the comments hard, but now let's look at that, right? You famous as hell. But you all in the comments going back and forth with people and stuff like that you don't even know. What's up, man? What's up? So, again, even the nature of this type of post, she knew would garner attention. Who else we seen do this? Classy over trendy, right? Who else we seen get naked to pull attention? We saw Kim Kardashian do something like that, try and break the internet. How far back we go? Marilyn Monroe and all. There's a long line of naked for likes. That team naked is a big gang, especially in the celebrity world. Natasha said same poses. Facts though, like it's the formula of champions. You okay, you want attention? All right, cool, I got you. This is what we're gonna do, right? First of all, we gonna get you naked, right? Genius, get naked. Then the parts that we don't have permission to show, we're gonna put you in a pose, fold your arms, legs, exactly at the point so that it's not trashy, but it's classy. And then it's not classy, or it's not trashy, but it's classy, and we're gonna get you some lotion, make sure it ain't ashy as well. Bring it all together. And we're gonna make sure that we post it in connection to some sort of skincare situation. So when people say, hey, remember in 2015, you said don't get naked. That ain't classy. Remember you was coming at the naked women. You could say, this ain't about naked. I'm not doing this for likes. It's not raunchy or any of that. This is for smooth skin. This is for shea butter and them. This cocoa butter, baby. We shining. I'm just trying to shine. It ain't got nothing to do with that. But if that was the case, you wouldn't be in the comments defending it. You out here, every troll. You can see her name under. She in there trying to get with every troll in there. There's like 70,000 comments in that joint. She in there right with them in the dirt. Why? You compensating for something? Are they right about something? Huh? I gotta stop looking in the comments. So we what? What we talking about in there? We shining, baby. That's that's what happens. How could y'all see the shine if I had pants, jeans? Y'all wouldn't see the shine of you wouldn't see the glimmer and all that. Tara, what's up? We glimmering and shining, baby. This a cocoa butter ad. This ain't got nothing to do with being naked for attention. This is moisturizing our subcutaneous. As women, we moisturizing our subcutaneous and our epidermis. That's what I'm here to do. I'm a businesswoman. Come on, man. That's what we do. But then in there defending the hell out of it. So not to condemn insecurity. However, I will say, if you want to keep a marriage intact, you have to check every barrier to that success or to the success of that union, even if it's within you. That's the test, right? It ain't like, can you be loyal? Can you be in public with me? Can you PDA with me? Can you celebrate the anniversary? Can we talk and have a conversation? No. If that's all good, but if you really want to take something the distance, if you really want a relationship to really thrive, if you want that forever thing, you have to be willing to seek out and destroy every barrier, any threat to that union progressing for a lifetime, even if those barriers are within you, even if those demons are inside of you. And you have to realize that insecurity is one of the worst demons of them all, right? Now, what I know about what she going through, and she said it, as secretive as celebrities can be, as guarded as celebrities can be. I don't know her from nowhere. How I know this much about her? That means it's that real, to the point where you can see it, even in revealing it, even in speaking it, she was showing it, reaching, fishing for support, attention, feed the ego, please, self-esteem. I got zero male attention, help me. What y'all think? Ain't nobody looking at me. Must be nice. What? What? Oh man. So I'm about self-improvement, right? Again. And I think that these are demons that can show up in all of us, but we have to be willing to work them out until they are obsolete, right? And we have to create a new normal. We have to put ourselves in a position to seek out growth, change, evolution, to and I think that's the problem a lot of times with celebrities. They get elevated so fast. They, it's too many yes men, too many people around, and then they just don't feel like I can't have an issue. I'm at the top of the food chain. The self-improvement goes out the window unless it's connected to a bag somewhere, or it's connected to a financial goal, a business goal, a brand. If you're doing acting, you want to branch out into acting, you're gonna go to some acting classes. You want to branch out into fitness, you're gonna do 2.5 workouts and with the camera on and split it up so it look like 15 workouts. You're gonna do something. But then insecurity, you're like, I just want to talk about it so people can feed me more, but I don't want to do anything about it. Hell no. We ain't doing that. So, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Again, if you are someone who is struggling right now with, anything in the mental health arena, anything in, regarding life purpose, regarding, relationships, and physical health as well. Any impasses, any barriers that you may be going through that you need the help. I don't just talk about it. I'm here with the actual strategies, and I would love to help. So if you are looking for one-on-one coaching, and interested in a virtual education platform, definitely shoot me a DM. We could do a free consult, or just click, check out the link under all of my posts. The same link down there, Patreon. So it's www.patreon.com/happinessdecoded101. I offer the solutions, the strategies, the personalized care, and setting up the routine, the new game plan to get these things out of here. It's 2021. It's if those barriers are internal, we can get them out of here. We can work together and knock them out. You're capable of doing so because I'm capable of doing so. There's nothing I'm helping you with that I haven't just done on behalf of myself. Being somebody who's always been down to experiment and try different things and learn different things and just absorb. So my first, I guess, coaching client was my damn self, and so a lot of there's a lot of energy when it comes to this because it's my passion. This is what I love to do, So no matter how big the issue is, no matter how small it is, I would definitely love to be a part of your growth and change. So definitely get in contact with me. You guys have an awesome night. Oh yeah, and don't forget to moisturize. I'll see y'all tomorrow night.